Now the question is, are we actually live? Let's see then. Yep. Okay. Let me just share with everyone that I'm actually here. Right. Welcome to round 6 of 8 in season 21, tier 3. This is a tier where it has been pretty competitive all season. We've seen Higgsy kind of jump towards the front of the standings in the last few weeks. I'm just going to get the standings up to see where we got to. So Higgsy has a 21-point lead heading into this one ahead of Captain Eli after taking 4 wins out of his last 5 races. Eli had the other win in the sprint last week in Fuji. Actually closed the gap a little bit by 4 points last week, did Eli. But we'll have a lot of extra work to do today. Scotty, Pyro, Kling Beast make up the top 5. Then you have Whack, Jamps, Jack, Hulk, Spin, and Mo Gaffer rounding out the top 10 drivers. In the constructors, Citroen still have a pretty strong lead there, 31 points. That's Pyro and Whack ahead of the Audis of Higgsy and Deco. Deco's had a bit of a rough one, but he did get a podium in Lago Maggiore, I think it was in the feature race there. So we'll be looking to help contribute towards that one because they are still in the fight. BMW Z4 team and the Ferrari 296s are kind of in the fight as well. But let's see what's going on with qualifying. You can see here's the grid here. We're at Tokyo South counterclockwise. This is the returning track from last season. Won the season vote. Always quite a popular one when it comes on the grid. So qualifying in where are we? In 16th place. So everyone was in at least the 57s. Pole time was a low 56. Everyone was within 1.6 seconds of the pole time. And lining up in 16th place here, we've got Tap in the Z4. I don't think he's enjoyed the Z4 too much this season. Struggling a little bit with it, but I don't think it's too quick on the high-speed tracks because his teammate is not in the top 10 either. So that is a 57.9 for Tap. In 15th place is Whack, who's usually in the top 5 in qualifying. The Citroen's really struggling because there's Pyro as well. 57.6 and 57.5 for the pair of them. So they're just going to try and get into the top 10, I reckon, in this sprint race. Really bad for their championship. Remember, they've got a 31-point lead over the Audis at the moment, but that's not looking good with qualifying. P13, we've got Cherry in the 296. We know this is a pretty slow starting car, so we might actually be last by turn 1. 57.4, so a tenth quicker than Pyro. 12th place, we've got Hulk, who is in the GTR. This GTR didn't seem to be too quick round here either. Doesn't really have a 6th gear, so that's kind of why. He did another 50. He was only a millisecond quicker than Cherry, actually, so really close between them two. Then in 11th, still outside the top 10, is the second Z4 of Captain Eli, another 57.4. So, top 10. We've got the M6. This is Skycloud doing a bit better this time round, starting in the top 10 there in the M6, 57.3. Another 57.3 is Bluebeard, who is a Tier 4 champion, reigning Tier 4 champion, just like Gunmad. This is his first race of the season as he's a reserve. Done plenty of the reserve races, though. Another 57.3, and he's in the Peugeot RCZ, so be interested to see how that one does. P8 is Riff Raff, who's a new driver who's actually already left the server. So a bit of a spoiler on how his race is going to go, I suppose. I did hear some comments about his driving, but we'll wait and see what that actually looks like. He's in the Gen X, which hasn't been raced much, but yeah, I'm keen to see if it's actually a decent car. But he managed to get into the top half in his only qualifying session with us. Then we have Spin and Mo Gaffer, the two AMGs, lining up in 7th and 6th, 56. These are the top 7 all in the 56s. So both of them 6/10ths off of the pole time, very similar in pace, actually separated by 2 milliseconds, Mo and Spin there in the AMGs. So this is probably their best qualifying as a team so far this season. 5th place, Gunmad in the Jag, doing really good in qualifying here. Only half a second off pole, which is probably the closest that he's been to pole position all season long, so that Jag looking pretty good in the high speeds. Another one who's really doing better in qualifying again. I think this might be his second top 5 in qualifying in a row for Sarge in the other GTR, managing to get into the 56. Only 4/10 off pole here. And then we've got the top 3, which are all slow starting cars. So we've got Deco with his best qualifying of the season, 56.7 in the first Audi. Then we've got Scotty in the 296 and 56.5. So he's still almost 3/10 of a second off pole, and getting the pole position point is our championship leader Higgsy in the Audi again. So the Audi looking super strong here. Wouldn't be surprised if he takes another sprint win with how this is all going. It says Eli's in pole position, but he's definitely not. So oh, hold on 1 second. I'm just trying to turn on my stream so that I can see. There's 12 people watching, so you're all skiving. Working from home, maybe. Or just have it on in the office because you don't care. I don't know. But yeah, let's see. We've got 8 laps here. Let's see if Sargent can get a jump on some of these guys. There's a false start for Riff Raff, so he's already causing a bit of carnage there. We'll go and see if that caused an issue. It looks like Mo Gaffer's got a good start up into 5th already. Higgsy trying to defend into turn 1, and he does still have the lead here ahead of his teammate Deco. Few people hitting the walls there, but it is an Audi 1-2. Scotty's dropped only to 3rd. Mo is 4th. Sargent is 5th. So Mo trying to get up into the top 3 here. Gunmad going side by side with, it looks like, Sargent as well up the hill here. Big braking zone. Someone went super deep. I think that might have been Gunmad because he's disappeared out of the top 8. And everyone is really close together. Deco dropping down to 3rd behind Scotty now. Looks like Pyro's had a great start up to 7th, and Eli's up to 8th as well. So good starts for those two who are still in the hunt for the top positions. But let's go all the way back and see what happened to a couple of people. Let's go on board with Pyro, who's down in 14th. We know the Citroen has good starts, but he's gone up 7 positions since the start in just a couple of corners. He's past Cherry. There's Hugs. Riff Raff, who had the false start. And now he's going to try and go around the outside of Eli and Bluebeard here. Eli way too deep, goes into the wall. Bluebeard going a little bit too shallow. And Pyro gets past him. Now let's see. He's going to have another couple of positions here. I think Gunmad we're going to see going a little bit deep ahead. Yep, there's Gunmad just going really far off track there. I think he outbraked himself again, which we've seen him do a couple of times this season. Eli, I think Pyro's going to manage to get past him. That's some really good lines from from Pyro there. And he's got the inside line. And he gets a bit of a bump from Bluebeard to help him past Captain Eli. And this is pretty much where we were at the start of the race. So yeah, good start for Pyro, decent start there for Eli, who we could see happening. So what's going to happen with Mo? He's pretty close to Deco right now through the tunnel. He's going to have a lot of slipstream here. And he's probably best bet is to line him up into the braking zone. This is definitely Mo's best start of the season in a sprint race. Deco not really defending the inside. He can brake super late here, but it is difficult to hit the apex really late on the brakes for Sargent. And he's going to have to take a wide line, but this will give him a better exit there. But he gets punted a little bit into the wall by Spin. Spin is going to take that position from Sarge as a result, and Pyro giving him a little bit of a bump because he catches up to him in an awkward point as well. Now we're into the S's, which is super quick, really difficult to follow here because there's a lot of dirty air. But it looks like, oh, Sargent and Pyro have hit the wall, but Eli's a little bit too far back to take advantage of that. Let's see if there's any damage. Doesn't look like there's any damage, and everyone has survived. So, end of lap 1, you've got Higgsy with an all-right lead, maybe a second and a half on Scotty, who is just ahead of Deco, Mo, and then there's a big queue of cars here. Pyro, Captain Eli. Riff Raff is still in the top 10 here after his false start. And something happened to Pyro. He's lost a position. So as soon as he's probably going to hit the wall here, isn't he? A little bit deep there for Pyro. He's going to hit the wall. Yeah, it grazes the wall, but loses all of his momentum. So Eli gets past very comfortably. Now Riff Raff's probably going to follow him through here in the Gen X. So that's 2 positions down for Pyro after a great start. So he'll be a bit disappointed with himself for that one. And he's going to have to tuck in behind. Bluebeard still in the top 10 for reverse grid positions. And then there's a bit of a gap here. We've got Whack trying to make his way through. You've got Hulk, Whack, Cherry and Tap here. And then all the way at the back you've got Gunmad and Skycloud, who's obviously been in the wars as well. So second trip through the tunnel. Higgsy looking pretty fast here. Scotty getting caught by Deco now. And you got a few cars pretty close behind as well. You got Sergeant wanting to get a move done on spin. And there is Deco trying to get past Scotty. He's got a run on him, and Sarge has a run on spin as well. A little bit deep there for Deco, but he might have got that position sorted. Sarge gets the position on spin as well. Here's Deco and Scotty still side by side. You can kind of get the overtake done on the outside here, and it looks like the Audi's just better up the hill because he's fully ahead of Scotty. And now it is an Audi 1-2 again. And Scotty's going to have to look over his shoulder a little bit because Mo Gaffer's caught right up to him now as well. So end of lap 2. Ooh, that was a bit dodgy there for Sarge. He might get overtaken once again by Spin. He's going defensive. Spin's going to have to try and go around the outside. And he might get it done unless Sarge is really late on the brakes. They do manage to go side by side. Eli's a bit too far behind to take advantage of the fact that they both couldn't take the normal line through that corner. And Spin's got the position again for now. Mo putting some pressure on Scotty ahead as well. Spin's going ultra defensive. And Mo's sending it from back. And he's not, it doesn't come to anything. Sargent can't really get a move done around the outside there. He could have tried to cut back, but Spin covered that off as well. So Spin survives. Yeah, Higgsy's just completely driving away with this one, but it's pretty close behind. You got Captain Eli, Riff Raff pretty close behind as well. Bluebeard's now gotten himself past Pyro. So Pyro going backwards now. Let's see what Riff Raff can do against Captain Eli, because these two are fairly close together. This Gen X looks pretty decent, doesn't it? Going to see some more overtakes into the hairpin, I'm sure of it. You can see Sarge lining up Spin again, if he could do it. Riff Raff has the run as well. Eli trying to go the long way around to keep it, and he can't. Oh, a bit of a spin there. That was weird. Let's see. Is there actually contact, or was it just a bit too excited? A little bit of contact. Oh dear. Well, that's Riff Raff outside the top 10. That promotes Cherry up into 10th because he managed to get past Hulked. So really good bit of fortune there for Cherry in the Ferrari. Pyro still hunting down Bluebeard. And Captain Eli up into 7th now. I think Eli may be a bit fortunate that that this guy quit instead of reporting him, because that did look like a penalty to me, to be honest. Maybe not though. I don't know. So Mo is up into 3rd ahead of Scotty, so this might be his first podium of the season if he can stay here. I'm not too sure. But he's got Scotty, who's going to probably come back at him. The AMG seems to be a little bit better at this kind of track where the acceleration from the slow corners is king. But that Ferrari 296 will probably be better in the feature race. Maybe it could do a medium soft, some cars can. And we know how good it is in on its tyres. especially with the 5 times. Scotty's definitely got a run on Mo because Mo basically hit the wall there. Now they're going side by side through the tunnel, not advisable. And he is fully ahead though. Mo's going to be able to come back at him into the braking zone. Scotty going defensive. Mo can brake a lot later. And yeah, Scotty keeps that position. So the 2 AMGs are queuing up behind him now. Cherry's still holding on to P10 from Hult with all his might there. Actually going pretty quick this lap as well. Riffraff stuck in 13th now after his spin there. Everyone's still fairly close together apart from P1 and P16. Pyro is past Bluebeard, and now he's going to try and chase down Captain Eli. Pyro's not actually that far behind Eli in the standings, despite Eli having 3 wins and Pyro having no wins this season. And he's definitely got a run on him down here, down this hill. Who's looking likely for promotion? Higgsy, obviously. Scotty, I'd say, has a good shot at it. Captain Eli has a good shot. He's won 3 races. He's had some inconsistencies though. Pyro's an interesting one. Obviously he's in the Citroen and he just gets overtaken there, so it's maybe not. Who else is on the grid here? Yeah, I'd say those 3 are the favourites out of who's here for a promotion. Definitely Higgsy, I think that's a certain. We'll have to see what the data looks like for everybody else, because obviously everyone in Tier 2 is pretty quick, and it depends on who signs up. I think Scotty, if he wasn't in the 296, would be challenging a bit more for the championship as well. So Scotty defending again from Mo here, and covers him off very nicely. Deco struggling and getting caught by Scotty as well. But no overtakes. What's happened to Pyro? Pyro's dropped back down to 9th, back behind Bluebeard again. So something's happened to him because he's dropped 1.9 seconds. He's caught on the outside. Yeah, that'll do it. You can't really get caught around the outside there and get away with it too much. So back to where we were. Be interesting to see how many we have to promote from Tier 2 Tier 4s to this Tier 3 as well, because there are some really quick people in Tier 4. Obviously you'll have the 2 champions who will definitely get promoted, but there's a couple of others that'll need promoting as well who aren't going to win the championship, which means at least 4 people will need to be demoted, I reckon. Everyone lining each other up here. Ultra defensive from Scotty, from Deco, sorry. But Mo's going to try and make it 3 wide into the braking zone. This is not advisable, but he's going to do it. And Scotty gets past as a result. Deco's going to try and hold it, but he's, I think that little contact with Mo allowed Scotty to get past. And now Scotty's back up into 2nd once again. It's a bit of a yo-yo race for Scotty. Up into 2nd, down to 4th, back up into 2nd again. Now what can Deco do? He's going to have some lovely slip. Again, catching up at the worst time. He's going to give Scotty a bump, which is going to allow Mo and Spin to catch up. Scotty not defending the inside. Now can Deco make the corner? He can't. And now there's a bit of contact with Mo, who's going to go through. And Spin's going to go through. So Deco down to 5th there because he missed the apex. And Mo forcing his way through, gets past. Couldn't get past Scotty. Spin does get past Deco as well, though, so that's big for the points for the AMG team. Can you be demoted? It depends on the data. Depends on what the data says. If the data says you're quick enough for this tier, then you're quick enough. Mo into the wall. And Spin overtakes. So Spin all of a sudden up 2 positions, up into the podium positions out of absolutely nowhere. Scotty looking like he's got some really good breathing space. And Mo might have just chucked away a podium there, as Deco might have as well. Sarge is probably having his best race of the season in 6th here. He's been a pretty consistent feature outside the top 10 in the races. Here's Deco, he's going to maybe have a look at Mo. No, tucks in behind. A little bit further down, Bluebeard and Pyro having another battle. Bluebeard going for it to try and get past again. Still side by side, and Bluebeard gets that one done. Hulk is 10th, he's in the reverse grid pole, so he's got past Cherry. Everyone else pretty much as they were, just lapping around at the back. So this battle for the podium is still what's the most interesting here. What's Mo going to do? Work with Spin probably. Deco's still too close behind though, he's still a massive threat here. Only a lap and a half left of this sprint race. Deco thinking about it. Mo kind of left the door open if he wanted to go for it, but he decides against it. And he's going to have to stay behind for now. Sarge not too far away, but and Eli looking a lot more comfortable in 7th after it looked like he was going to get overtaken by Pyro at one point. But yeah, this is where all of the action is. The 2 AMGs look a little bit more in control right now. But if any of them graze the wall, just like what you saw Sarge do there, then they're going to lose positions for sure. So, final lap. It's Higgsy, Scotty and Spin in the top 3. Mo dropping a little bit off of Spin. Now this is going to be Deco's best chance to get this position. Mo already going defensive into the corner. Deco looks like he's got a much better run up the hill. Mo braking a little bit later than Deco. He's going to make the turn. He does. And he's got the inside line for these next couple of corners. And he's going to close Deco off there and stay in 4th for now. It's going to be probably one more chance for Deco into the next hairpin. The good thing for him is that Mo isn't going to have, well, he's just hit the wall, and he isn't going to have his teammate slipstream as well. So this should be fairly easy for Deco to get the spot. Is he fully ahead? He's not quite fully ahead yet. They're still side by side in the worst corner to be side by side in. And Mo hits the wall there, and that is going to put pay to that. You can't go side by side through there. Sargent gets through as well. So that's 2 positions Mo's going to lose out on there. He just lost a little bit of traction, having to go side by side, hits the wall. Deco left him enough space. And Deco's back into 4th. We're going to go back up to Higgsy because he's going through the S's for the final time. Led from lights to flag. He's going to get the fastest lap point. He's going to get the pole position point. So that is 17 extra points for Higgsy here. And with Eli down in 7th, this is going to be massively extending his lead by 12 more points in this sprint race. So Higgsy winning there. Scotty taking a pretty decent P2. Couldn't really put the fight to Higgsy because of that start on the Ferrari though. Spin in 3rd, Deco 4th, Sargent 5th, Mo is 6th, Eli 7th, Bluebeard 8th on his first race, Tier 3, Pyro 9th, and Holt gets reverse grid pole. Then we've got Cherry, Riff Raff, Gunmad, we've got Whack Jams, and we've got Tap in 15th, with Skycloud coming home in 16th place. So, give the stream a like if you're watching. I think not many people have liked it yet. We need to get the likes up. We've got 6 drivers, no, 6 teams, sorry, already registered for the Suzuka 12 hours next month. So get your teams entered nice and early. And we're going to do the qualifying, I think it's on the 18th. And then obviously the race is on the Saturday, which is what we used to now. If you want to have a look at which cars were strong, have a look at the eSports race last night, because that was at Suzuka and it was a 1 hour 45-minute race. So not quite the same number of laps as any of the Suzuka stints, but you'll see what cars actually excelled there and which ones struggled in both qualifying and the race. They're quite kind of different, to be fair, in qualifying and the race there. Let's have a quick look at strategies here. The 2-stop is possible. It's not optimal. Hard medium is what I'm expecting most people to do. Maybe medium soft soft. Maybe medium soft for some people if they are brave. So tap, whack, start on the mediums. Riffraff starting on the mediums, as is Cherry, Higgsy, Scotty. Deco, actually most people are starting on the mediums here. Softs for Hulked. This is, well, he's going to be committing to the 2-stop here for sure. So let's see if Hulk can actually build a decent gap here, because I was thinking about doing this. You're going to lose a lot of time and have to do a lot of overtaking later on in the race. But it might work out. The 1-stop won in Tier 1 and the 2-stop won in Tier 2. So it's very much a question of can you get into the clear air if you want to win. Pyro having a great start there, already putting pressure on Hulk on the mediums. But Hulk will, well, this is actually going to benefit Pyro massively, because he can just stay in Hulk slipstream all the way through these opening couple of laps. Or maybe he's just going to go for the position. It's got the inside line. Hulk's not really defending it. So, is this going to be the lead of the race for Pyro? It looks like it. And Bluebeard looks like he's about to get overtaken from Captain Eli. A little bit of contact between the two of them and a bit more. Eli hits the wall, loses the position to Mo. Sargent bump drafts him up the grid, and now Sargent and Deco are side by side. Deco looks like he's about to get that position. Everyone's super close together here. Cherry has overtaken Higgsy into the top 10 as well. So bad start for our race 1 winner and our championship leader. Hulk and Pyro pretty close together here through the tunnel. Hulk needs to get ahead of Pyro before the S section, because that's where his car is going to be superior. And he's going to be much better on the brakes here if he's brave enough. And he isn't. Pyro goes a little bit deep though. So this should surely... Oh, a little bit of contact between the two of them as well. And Pyro keeps it for now. Mo 3rd, Bluebeard 4th, and Captain Eli in 5th place, all pretty close behind as well. Deco, decent start up into 6th. So, a great start for Pyro in his quest to get a race win from somewhere this season. The question is he going to be able to do the medium soft? I think Platt won in Tier 1 in the Citroen on the medium soft, so it's definitely possible. Here comes Hulk. Now they're going to be, they're just going to get caught by Mo now. Let's see how this gap closes for Mo, because he just took turn 1 normally. And it's going to be 3 wide into this next corner potentially. So both of the top 2 losing a huge chunk of time here. They built a nice little lead on the opening lap. Hulk is through. He's taken the lead again. Now Pyro's going to have to worry a little bit about Mo here. And Hulk gets a half second, so he's going to lose that lead by the end of the lap probably. Bluebeard fairly close as well. Mo hits the wall. It looks like Pyro hit the wall as well, because Hulk has just disappeared off into the distance a little bit. Solid start here for Bluebeard. Interested to see how he's getting on in Tier 3. I don't think I've ever commentated a race of his in Monday League. Higgsy all the way up into 7th already, so he went from 11th to 7th in the blink of an eye. Not sure how that happened. There must have been some sort of issue. And now he's going to try and get past Eli. Oh, around the outside. These are the top 2 in the championship, so Eli doesn't want Higgsy to be getting past. He Hulk's already lost 12 points today. But Eli thinking about a move on Deco. That goes incredibly wrong. Now Higgsy might be able to get past anyway. I don't know what's going on with these lines. Not the best. Higgsy just decided to back out of it a little bit. Higgsy got 4 positions in one hairpin. Let's see then. So he's got Cherry and Scotty, and he's Spin and Sarge. So Cherry hits the wall. Scotty breaks pretty early there. Sargent and Spin kind of just missed the apex, both of them. And that's how Higgsy gets up into 7th. And then we saw this. So through the S's. Now we're going to see Hulk get his half-second penalty, lose lead of the race on his soft tyres again to Pyro and Mo, who are getting past. And Bluebeard might not be able to. He's going to try and go a little bit and hits Hulk a little bit through the corner. So they're both going to be slow, and Deco's probably going to get both of them through the corner now as well. It's so important not to do that turn 1 side by side, because you lose way too much time. And Deco just taking advantage of that. Mo and Pyro, a little battle for the lead just ahead as well. Hulk super late on the brakes. Manages to avoid Pyro just, but loses that spot to Bluebeard now. So Hulk struggling on these soft tyres. And the top 4 incredibly close together. What's Higgsy doing? He's going to try and get past Eli up the hill now. You can hear Eli grazing the walls. Now this is 6th gear is where the Audi really excels, especially at the high speeds. So everyone's pretty much side by side into this corner. Eli way too late. Oh dear, knocks Bluebeard out the way, and that is not how you defend if you want to win a championship. Just create an incident that causes your championship rival to gain 2 positions very easily. Mo's also taken the lead of the race and all that, so let's see how that happened. He's managed to get alongside Pyro. He's got the inside. He actually hits the apex. Oh no, he doesn't hit the apex. But Pyro's trying the switch back and he can't do it. And that little wider exit for Mo helps him keep the position. So he's up into P1. Pyro is now 2nd. Then we have Deco 3rd. Hulk is defending from Higgsy. Look how worn his tyres already are on lap 3. So he's probably going to be pitting on lap 5, maybe 6 at a push. But yeah, he's potentially going to start holding Higgsy up now if Higgsy can't get past him quickly, because his tyres are definitely struggling here. And yeah, the gap that you needed to make in the first 3 laps didn't end up happening for Hulk. And that is purely because of slipstream allowing the other cars to kind of pull alongside. Here comes Deco now. And Hulk actually gets that position on Deco, which is pretty impressive around the outside. Deco's might be getting a little bump along by his teammate as they both try and overtake Hulk into this next braking zone. Oh, a little bit of a late bump there. Is Deco going to go too deep as a result? A little bit deep, not too bad. And Higgsy not able to follow him through, and it looks like Hulk might actually keep this position. Lots of fighting going on is helping the top 2 build a little bit of a gap here. They have Bluebeard, who's caught back up nicely already to these guys. So Hulk's going ultra defensive. Higgsy's going to try and go on the inside of both of them. Oh, a little bit of missed apex again. Bluebeard's in here for the fun now as well, and that is not good. Let's see. So the problem is here, Hulk is pinched. Higgsy missed the apex. So yeah, Higgsy really needs to hit the apex, going for a 3-car overturn here. Here comes Bluebeard into the shot now. And I mean, it's difficult. Hulk couldn't really have done anything different. There's nowhere obviously Deco could have gone. And then the little bit of contact results in the spin around, and that is a lot of damage on Hulk's car as well. Riffraff up into 8th, so good start for him as well. Where is everyone else? Scotty's struggling down in 11th on his medium. Spin is on the hard, so he's dropped down. Everyone else, apart from Tap and Whack, are all the way at the back on the mediums. But yeah, they're stuck behind a lot of hard running cars. And Hulk's, yeah, his race is completely messed up. Cherry up to 7th. Decent start for him after starting in 11th. Right, at the front now, we've got Higgsy all the way up into 3rd already, with the fastest lap, despite all these overtakes that he's been doing. We've got Mo in the lead, in the AMG, burning through the tyres a lot more than Pyro is in the Citroen. He's trying to break the slipstream, but Pyro's still hanging in there, and Higgsy is catching up, as well as Deco, pretty decently here. Top 6. Actually, everyone's pretty close, to be honest. You got Scotty trying to get past Hulk's now. Hulk's tyres looking pretty dead. And I reckon he's going to have to pit this lap. Soft medium might be needed, to be fair, for Hulk. And look, he's even getting overtaken just in the tunnel. Let's see if he comes in. No, he's staying out for another one. He's actually trying to... I don't know what that was. What? Well, he's lost another couple of positions. I think he just couldn't get the car turned because his tyres are dead. So now he's behind a guy who started on the hards. Oh, little bit of a battle between Cherry and Riffraff here. Good overtake there for Cherry. Up into P7 now. Sargent queuing up behind to get that position as well. A little bit of grazing on the wall. So Riffraff's going to get a run on Cherry here, up the hill. And he looks like he's fully ahead, but Cherry's going to have the inside line here. Could be a little bit later on the brakes. Gets that spot back pretty nicely, and Riffraff's going to have to tuck in behind for now. We've missed an overtake for P2 as well. Pyro, I'm assuming, is going to go a little bit deep here. No, he just decides to tuck in behind Higgsy, and then Deco's going to try and get the position because he brakes really early to do that. Allowed Deco to kind of have a look, and he keeps P3 anyway. So now Higgsy is released to try and chase down Mo. Well, it looks like it's going to be another double win at this rate. Mo looked like he hit the wall there, so it might even be at the next corner that Higgsy takes the lead. He's in the 55s at this sector, into sector 1, which is a pretty decent pace. Oh no. Oh, he grazes the wall, but he actually survives. Mo might keep the position though. Mo a little bit deep. Now it's another drag race, but Mo's going to win this one. So he's going to keep P1. Deco's going to start closing the gap if these two start fighting like this. So yeah, top 5 all fairly close together here. Cherry's still ahead of Riff Raff. Sarge is catching up. Scotty is catching up as well. They have Spin in 11th, holding up, well, rounding off top. And then you got Hulked, who's out after his pit stop. Let's see what this first lap on the mediums looks like. The AMGs, not the AMGs, the R8s are in the 57s. Oh, just hits the wall there and gives himself damage, so let's not look at him anymore. Let's go back to P1 because Higgsy's got another run on Mo. This Audi's a bit like just unreal in terms of its pace around this track by the looks of it. And Mo holding off and defending pretty nicely as it stands. Deco now very close behind Higgsy as a result. Mo's in a tough spot because his tyres are starting to wear a bit as well. Higgsy hits the wall, that allows Mo to get away a little bit, but he'll get caught again by the braking zone. Yeah, here he comes now. We're still a few laps away from the first pit stops, even for people who two-stop, I reckon. Mo going defensive now. Oh no! That's not how you want to take the lead of a race. Okay, a bit of a push to pass there. Mo down into second, now he's going to have to start thinking about Deco, who's again got fresher tyres than him, unless he's going to come back at Higgsy. A little bit of wall grazing by Mo. Mo's not good at avoiding the barriers, that's for sure, but he's still keeping the speed, so it's like some minor grazes that he's having. Now Deco looks like he took turn 1 a lot better than Mo did, and he might be able to get a move. The thing is, Mo's going to have some good benefit from the slipstream from Higgsy for these next few corners, unless Higgsy can start to break away from Mo. So this might protect Mo a little bit. Pyro and Bluebeard still at the front here as well. So Bluebeard having a really solid first stint. They're all very similar in terms of tyre wear as well. Looks like Riff Raff's got past Cherry again, and he's going to be catching up to Eli, who had his incident with in the first sprint race. Gen X has a good 6th gear, so he might be able to catch Eli by the braking zone. Yeah, Eli just not able to compete in this one. In that Z4, it seems to be good at very specific tracks and not so good at others. Eli coming in anyway, so we're not gonna see how that one goes. Everyone else very much as they were in the top 5. So Eli's going to potentially be able to mix it with these guys when he comes out of when they all make their pit stops. He's doing a bit of an undercut. Pyro a little bit out of shape there through the S's. And Bluebeard grazing the walls a little bit. So out comes Eli, he's behind Sargent. He's put in a lot of fuel. It looks like he's going to the end on these mediums potentially. I'm sure he was just on mediums. He was. Okay. So actually he's going to make another pit stop and not put fuel in. And that is why he's dropped behind Sargent, who has also put on another set of mediums and also put in a lot of fuel. And they're both behind Hulked, who hit a lot earlier and has a lot less fuel on board. So only 3 of them who've made the pit. They're all committed to the 2-stop there. Higgsy still with the lead. Mo still defending against Deco here. And Deco looks like he's got a nose in front, but he's stuck on the outside again. Pyro trying to stay tight on the inside to see if he can get alongside Deco, which he can't. And this is definitely allowing Higgsy to get away now. Oh, oh no. Bluebeard's, I don't think, at fault at all for this one. So let's see. Pyro kind of is about to shunt Deco into the wall here, and then Bluebeard's going to get collected as a result. Bluebeard could have stayed a little bit tighter to the right if he'd seen what was coming a little bit earlier. But yeah, completely innocent victim there. And fortunately was ghosted just then. So that's Riffraff up into 5th, actually. So he was actually quick, this guy, before he quit. Scotty and Cherry progressing pretty quickly up the field now as well, now that other people have started making their pit stops. I don't think they'll be doing the one stop on medium soft by the looks of things, because the tyres look like they're wearing a lot quicker than I expected them to. Yeah, much better feature race so far for Cherry, getting pushed up the hill by his teammate. Pyro has got himself ahead of Deco somewhere, probably at the hairpin. Yeah, Pyro goes way too deep in that corner just before the final one. Every time loses a lot of speed as a result. And now Deco's going to try and come back at him, or is he going to do the bump draft? Looks like he's going to bump draft because he wants to catch back up to Mo. Again, like I said, going side by side into turn 1 is always a bad idea. Also, there's a good chance that the guy ahead of you messes up turn 1. So if you just brake a little bit earlier, let them graze the wall, and you can just easily overtake them up the hill. Deco doesn't need that. Pyro did go a tiny bit deep, but he didn't touch the wall. But it did kill enough momentum to allow Deco to get alongside here into the braking zone. So this should be Deco's position, but Pyro's super late on the brakes compared to Deco and stays ahead that way. So are we going to start seeing more drivers come into the pits? We've got Bluebeard who came in, he's put on hards for the rest of the race, that's going to be a tough one, and he's miles back as well after his issues. We've got Eli in 15th on these mediums. We've got Sarge who's caught up to Tap, who's come out on fresh softs. So Tap doing an interesting strategy here. Bit of fresh air ahead of him as well to drive away from Sarge. And everyone else hasn't come in. We've got Kira with some damage there. So is Higgsy coming in now? He is indeed. Mo is following him in. Oh, well, he's actually going into the wall. Pyro carries on. Deco is in, so he's actually ahead of Mo here. Riffraff carries on. Cherry as well. Where's Scotty? Scotty's had an issue. He's fallen off the back of Cherry and Riffraff somewhere. So he must have had spin or something. And then you have Spin and Gunmad who are on the hards carrying on. You got Whack carrying on the mediums. And then Higgsy is already back out on his softs. Not too far back behind Whack, who is one stopping. So this is going to be an overtake for position that Higgsy has to make. But it should be really easy. Oh, not if you're going to take the last corner like that though. He does have a huge gap on his teammate Deco. Then Hulked is actually a net P3 out of everyone who's pit so far. So let's see. Yeah, look at that. He's just carving. This is the difference between the two and the one stop. I think the overtakes are pretty easy as long as you can time them at the right part of the track, which Higgsy obviously has been able to do on this occasion. If you need some clear air into Sector 3, and you don't really need it into Sector 1 and 2 because there's just too many places where you can get the overtakes done. When you've got that kind of pace advantage, Higgsy is miles ahead already. The difference is he might catch Gunmad and Spin, he might get one of them, but get stuck behind the other one in Sector 3 and lose a bit of time. What about Deco? Deco's a little bit too far back to feature. So is Pyro coming in this lap? Doesn't look like it. He's carrying on. Riff Raff. He is coming in. So this is probably a 2-stop, unless he puts on the hard tyres. Scotty and Cherry carries on. Spin is coming in, and is Gunmad's coming in. So that releases Higgsy now. So he's going to have to worry about the Ferraris and Pyro for sure, because they look like they're going to be one-stopping, and they're going to stay ahead of him, although he's going to just demolish the fastest lap time. He's going to be in the 56s here, surely, on this one. Now let's see where everyone's come out. So we've got Sargent in 9th, we've got Eli in 10th, Riff Raff, who was being undercut by a few people, he's out in 12th, Gunmad's 13th, Spin is 14th now on the mediums. Riff Raff was on the mediums and he's gone on the mediums again, so he's going to have to pit again to make sure that he does the soft. So this is not a good position for him to be in, to be fair. I don't know if he knew, if he read the rule book, but yeah, needed to do extra. He's going to have to do an extra stop. Pyro with super dead tyres. He's still lapping under the 2 minutes, so not the worst pace in the world. He's got a decent lead over Cherry and Scotty, who are doing the same strategy as him. Obviously, all these MR cars could try something different compared to the guys that are stuck in the GTR and the M6, for example. But Pyro, if he wants to do the medium soft, but all these guys are going to have to stay out for maybe 2 more laps. Maybe more. It's going to have to be medium hard, surely, isn't it? Pyro carries on. I mean, why not? He's not got anyone to battle with. Cherry and Scotty both carry on. And here's Higgsy already catching up pretty fast to Scotty. This is his 2nd lap on these soft tyres, and they're not wearing as quickly as Hulk's did. So he's being a little bit more gentle, but obviously the Audi is a little bit better on the tyres. Deco with a half-second penalty is just ahead of Wack, who's on the same strategy as Pyro, but a lot further back. Unfortunately, he's already getting overtaken by the drivers who've made 1 pit stop, so this is impacting his race a lot more, losing a lot more time, but he is carrying on again. Hulk isn't actually too far away from making his 2nd stop. And Tap having a decent 2nd stint here on these soft tyres, lapping in the 58, so still some way off of what Higgsy's doing, but managing to create a gap to Sargent on his mediums and Eli on his mediums. So that's the top 10. We've got Riff Raff, who is on very fresh mediums. We'll be trying to close the gap to Mo, who is on hards for the rest of the race now. So this is a very different strategy for Mo, who was obviously at the front at the start of this one. Down to 11th now, going as long as he possibly could on the mediums, getting overcut by a lot of people. But he doesn't have to make another pit stop. They are going to have to overtake him on track. It's just a tough one for these FR cars, isn't it? Especially because he's not got any slipstream to help him out. To be fair, not many people do. It's gone on a bit further forward. Higgsy's actually caught Scotty and Cherry. So we'll see now. I think if they pit this lap, they might have to put on the hard tyres. Pyro hasn't pit, neither of these two. They are struggling to hit the apexes now. So how good at defending is Scotty? That's the question. These two are always fighting. Every single race these two are having a scrap. Lately Higgsy's been winning on every single fight. It was a lot closer last season and earlier this season though, between the two of them. Oh, Scotty. Ooh. Nearly collected Higgsy there. And yeah, Higgsy's already found his way along the inside. Cherry's actually giving Higgsy a little bit of slip there. And Scotty just deciding to take the corner normally instead of losing more time. He could have actually cost Higgsy a little bit of time there and let Cherry get away, but now Higgsy's probably going to get Cherry into the next braking zone. You can see Pyro in the lead. Ooh. Yeah, too easy. No one's made it difficult for Higgsy in this one. He's just picked his way through without barely losing any time to anybody here. And is Scotty going to be able to get his teammate here? He's got a run on him. It looks like he's going for it. Oh, and he does get it. Cherry doesn't put up too much of a fight. Now, they need to work together and bump each other along, because look how much time they've both lost to Higgsy, who just overtook them a corner ago. It's crazy. So, Pyro could potentially go one more lap, but I think that would be very painful. But I think he needs to do... Well, I mean... Technically, you could do medium soft from here. Technically. He is coming in. Oh. Remember, your tyres are completely dead. You don't want to be braking too late. Scotty is coming in. And these guys actually are fine. That might have cost Pyro the race win there, to be fair. Now, where's he coming out? Crucially, he might have lost a couple of positions here. Wack's going to follow him in as well. So it's Hulk that he has to look out for. Oh no, Hulk's in for his stop. Tap is carrying on. Sargent's carrying on. He'd definitely been ahead of Sargent, or at least side by side with him. Yeah, he would have been ahead of Sargent. So he's got Sargent on half-worn mediums to have to worry about here. And Pyro is on the softs, crucially. Eli's out on the worn mediums. He's going to start falling back off the back of Pyro. Mo is up into 7th now. Riff Raff is fairly close behind him, so he's doing quite well. And then Scotty and Cherry are both on the softs. Are going to be catching up to Riff Raff and Mo here. So we've got hards ahead of mediums, ahead of softs in this little battle. We'll have to see what happens. Riff Raff's got a run on Mo. Not really close enough to do anything into turn 1. Scotty is going to have a run on both of them here now. Really weird car, the 296. Obviously it's like a monster on the tyres, but it can't, it's just like maybe a 10th slower every corner. You can kind of see it struggling with the acceleration. Riff Raff trying to go around the outside here. Bad place to be caught out, because here comes Scotty. Scotty trying to get past, has to get out of the way of Riff Raff's car, and he does so. Cherry starting to close the gap on them now as well. So it's very much as you were for now. Mo defended very well there. But up the hill, he might be a sitting duck. Remember, Riff Raff's got a pin again to put on the softs. Trying the switch back. Mo's going to get a really solid exit there to try and keep that position. So now it's a drag race up to the next corner. Scotty's really close behind as well here. Trying to get in. This is going to end in tears, I reckon. So Mo causing all these guys to lose a lot of time here. Mo grazing the wall. Yeah, Riff Raff just gave Mo a huge bump draft, obviously unintentionally. So what's Scotty going to be able to do? Riff Raff going super defensive into this corner now. Scotty's going to try and go around the outside. Okay. And he has got his nose ahead. He has to be really late on the brakes here. Riff Raff's late on the brakes as well. And Scotty with the better grip. Oh, it looked like he was going to win the corner. A little bit of contact between them. And Scotty's through, and Cherry follows him through it as well. A little bit of argy-bargy. Let's see from Scotty's point of view there. So yeah, he gets a little bump out the way from Riff Raff, but he's still entitled to the space there. And there's not really much more that Scotty could have done. That's just a racing incident. So both Ferraris get through. You see Riff Raff flashing his lights there, so he's probably not too happy that that happened, but that's how it goes on that corner. That's why you don't want to be caught around the outside. Higgsy's in for his second stop now, so Deco might be following him through. Now is Scotty going to be able to get Mo here? And where are these guys going to come out, the two Audis? Looks like he's not going to get Mo. So here's Pyro going side by side with Sargent, who's gone into the pits anyway. And Higgsy is out ahead of Pyro. So that hitting the wall definitely resulted in Pyro losing P1 to Higgsy out of the pits. Mo is up into third. He's beaten Deco out. Scotty's beaten Deco out as well. And Cherry is about to beat Deco out. Riff Raff has lost out to Spin there, so he's in 8th on his mediums, but again, he needs to pit or he's going to get a big penalty at the end of this one, because he's only done medium tyres. So that's partly the reason why he's so high up in the first place, because he's only done mediums. Everyone's completely out of shape there. That's Mo making a mistake, losing 3 positions on his hard tyres after defending so well. His teammate Spin's going to get past him as well here now as well. Everyone's super close together. This is P3, I think, all the way down to P8. And yeah, actually P9, because Gunmad, we haven't seen much of it all in this race, is all of a sudden in 9th place here. Oh dear. Oh, everyone actually made it. I thought there was going to be a huge crash there. So we're seeing Riff Raff really late on the brakes there. Mo gets a bit of a punt, but manages to make the corner still. Mo got the punt from Gunmad by the looks of it. And everyone is kind of making it through. Riff Raff, a huge benefactor from actually missing his braking point there. Very, very lucky. Got past the 2 AMGs as a result of that. So what can Scotty do? He's got Deco not too far ahead, but Deco's on much fresher, soft tyres. This might be another podium here for Deco. This would be his 2nd of the season. Pyro looks like he's just going to have to take another P2. I think this would be his 4th second place of the season. Scotty fairly close. Cherry is at the head of this group now, but it looks like the P3 and 4 have managed to break away a little bit, and Gunmad's caught back up to them. A little bit further back, Sargent on his fresh softs is in 10th place. Kira up in 11th after having a terrible sprint race, so not too bad there. We haven't seen any of Wack. He's going to lose his position probably to Hulks, who's on fresh mediums. Actually, no, he stays ahead. Then we've got Tap on fresh softs trying to get some positions. Eli all the way down in 15th on his fresh softs, having an absolute nightmare. And then we saw Bluebeard with his spin and then putting on the hard tyres. It looks like medium hard wasn't the best strategy to go for. So let's see what Spin going to be able to do. That is turn 1. Didn't take it too well, but he might be able to catch Riff Raff into the braking zone. It's a bit of a short one, this one, so maybe not. He is fully ahead of Mo and Gunmad, who look like they're having a bit of a scrap though. So is he sending it? Not quite. And Riff Raff touching the wall there. I mean, he's obviously not going to pit again, so it's going to be another minute that we add on to... Is it a minute or is it 30 seconds? I can't remember. I always get that confused. But for doing the medium strategy, he's not going to be finishing 6th. So, yeah, holding up spin a little bit here. Going defensive into the hairpin. Let's see. Are they both going to make the corner? Oh, Riffraff's a little bit deep, but not too bad. And yeah, he survived this time around. Gunmad is ahead of Mo, so Mo's continuing to fall back on these hard tyres. Overcut the 2 stoppers on that. Yeah, I mean, it could have been possible, but I mean, you just lost too much time with the spin. But if you didn't spin, you'd have gotten some good points in this one. And you were in the top 10 in the sprint, so it shows that you can compete in tier 3. It's just nothing could be helped with that. Obviously, when the 2 ahead of you have a bit of contact. And look at where Pyro is now. You're right behind him, and he's up in 2nd. Obviously, with a car that manages the tyres slightly better. Riffraff starting to drive away from spin a little bit now. He does have better tyres. So where is there any battling going on? Not at the front, really. Everyone's starting to spread out now. Whack holding up Eli. Eli's already got past a couple of drivers. He's up into 12th now on his very fresh softs. But I think it's going to be tough for anyone to beat Higgsy in this championship now. Eli obviously was doing so good at the start. Hulk's dropping all the way back to 15th now. Bluebee is not going to pick up any points by the looks of it in this feature, but Eli up into 12th, which is 4 points compared to 25 for Higgsy. So that's 12 he lost in the sprint. That's 21, making that 22 because of the fastest lap in the feature. That's 34 points that he's losing to his championship rival in 1 round. And that is almost insurmountable. I mean, we've got Autopolis next week, which obviously is a crazy race. It's going to be, I mean, it's tonight, not next week. Obviously, the weather needs to be rolled. We might have just fully wet conditions the whole way. We might have wets and inters. We might even see a lot of RO5 slots, which can end up being completely dry. The Autopolis pit lane's fairly short, so you can afford to make a lot of pit stops and get away with it and make it up in a single lap if you get the calls right. So, yeah, keep an eye on the weather radar tonight, because it's going to be absolutely crazy. Anyone could finish anywhere. It's just going to be who makes the right calls at the right time and avoids the gravel and avoids the incidents, basically. So, Gunmad has a little bit of a run now on spin. Jack seems strong here. Obviously, there was no Jack today. He was racing in Tier 2 this week, because he said he couldn't race. His spots got filled, and then he could race, and there was a spot in Tier 2, so would have been good to see how he came through on the Jag, because it actually looks like a strong car at this track. Obviously, the acceleration on the Jag's really strong. 458 wins by default. Haven't got one of those in this tier. But feel free to tag Giles and tell him that he should be winning by default tonight. I'm sure he'll love the extra pressure. He should have done that in Fuji as well, and he didn't. He actually did better at this track where the Ferrari 458 has no beams than he did in Fuji, I think, in terms of the points that he scored. We're on the penultimate lap. No one's really that close apart from Spin and Gunmad, so let's see. Yeah, no overtake on this time round. What kind of laps is Higgsy doing? He's about to start his final lap. He's got still plenty of tyre life. The good thing about this Audi is the rears were quicker than the fronts, so you can keep up the pace pretty decently. Is he going to be in the 56s again? He's in the 57s, 57.7, so his tyres are definitely going off. But he's got a huge lead. No one else, there's no other gap on the grid, looking at that map, as big as the gap between P1 and 2. And he's 2 stopped. So he did the 2-stop, Pyro did the 1-stop. He's just having a huge battle with Deco here to try and keep hold of P2. So he's having a bit of a mare on this at the start of this final lap. Deco's actually, oh god, bit of, yeah. Someone said Pyro was elbows out this race. I think there's another example of it. Deco going up on the inside. Surely this is going to be it because he's got much better tyres left than Pyro. And it is looking like an Audi 1-2. And if it stays like this, Audi's taking the lead. Remember, they were like 30 odd points back in the Constructors on the Citroens, but Wax barely scoring for them. Pyro's getting the sprint race podium, but a 1-2 and a win in the sprint, that is going to put Audi at the top of the Constructors with only 2 rounds to go. So really big night for Team Audi. And yeah, it looks like he's going to be comfortably ahead of Scotty there at least. So let's give Higgsy some more airtime. Basically, I think he's got this championship wrapped up at this point. He can technically, actually let's have a quick look. He can technically win this tonight if, where is it? If he outscores Eli at all and doesn't do, oh no, if he's outscores Scotty at all, because Scotty's actually going to overtake Eli, he's going to be 43 points ahead of Scotty, is Higgsy, with this win, as he comes to the finish line now to take a third win in a row, a 6th win in 7 races. Absolutely dominant in this tier, Higgsy, ahead of Deco, who's going to take a 1-2 for Audi. The first 1-2 of the season for these guys. Or for anyone, I think. Pyro is going to take a pretty solid podium there with the 1-stop. Scotty is going to be in 4th to take P2 in the standings. Cherry 5th, Spin 6th, Gunmad 7th. Something's happened to Riff Raff. He actually quit the race? Where is he? What's happening? I mean, he was going to get a penalty anyway, but... I mean, he loses it on his own there, and then he rage quits. That's what happens. Oh, well, he spins again. That's probably why he rage quits. Well, we don't want rage quitters. Hold on. So that means Spin is going to overtake him. Is he actually going to get Cherry as well? I don't think he's going to get Cherry as well. But he was going to get a minute penalty anyway, Riff Raff, even if he finished across the finish line. So 3 points for everyone else. That means Bluebeard actually gets a point in this feature race as well. Mo 8th, Sargent 9th. Captain Eli 10th, Kira 11th, Hulk 12th, Tap 13th, Whack 14th, and Bluebeard. Oh, actually Tap runs out of fuel. So he gets 14th, Whack gets that extra point, and Bluebeard is going to cross the line in 15th. So, like I said, there's a 43-point lead between Higgsy and Scotty in this championship. There's 43 points maximum for grabs. That means Higgsy just needs to not get outscored by Scotty, score respectably so that Eli doesn't get within 43 points of him tonight, and he will be champion with a round to spare. So, yeah, it's looking good. He just needs to avoid a nightmare tonight. Anyway, watch out for the chat at 6 p.m. I'm going to be posting what the weather slots are. So treat that as your weather forecast for tonight. Hope you've been practicing on the inters and the wets. But yeah, apart from that,